Welcome to the Paranormal After Party podcast, our monthly podcast where you get to join us, the Afterlife Party, and hear all about our previous month's adventures, whether that be our badass evidence that we captured, whether that's the behind-the-scenes stories, all the craziness and chaotic energy that comes all in between that. I'm Jason, and I'm
Kat.
Yep, I'm joined here with Kat, and we're kicking this off. This is like the very first one of this in its incarnation for the channel, so there was like no intro planned of how this was going to go or anything. I just kind of made it up on the fly because we've never done one of these before. It's like starting all over again, Kat. It's like we don't have a shtick for this anymore.
No, we don't. And it's exciting though, doing something different. And I think that this idea really came from the fact that we've done a couple of podcasts before, and it's been really nice to just talk about our experiences because we don't get that opportunity to really do that at all. We put out our videos and that's that. So we're here to actually talk.
And I have this one stray hair that is blowing in my eyeball, and it's like getting to me. But this is like, for us, we don't get to talk about our evidence after we put videos up. And someone mentioned it, like, we'd like to hear your side of the story. It's like, you present the evidence on YouTube. Like, this is how this has come. Like, follow our YouTube channel because that's where all of our paranormal adventures go. And there's people that have been following along for a long time. And someone said, hey, like, after you put your stuff up, like, you know, you display your evidence to us, but we don't get the inside scoop of what you guys think of this. And that's a very good point. And we're coming up to, 2.5 years of content consistently on this channel, and we don't get to talk about that stuff. So it's kind of why this was kind of born out of those ideas. And like you said, being on podcasts, but like, this is like, in a way, proudly unpolished, and it's going to be mildly chaotic and slightly unhinged at times, because this is just us personally, like myself and Kat, talking about what's happened in January on the channel. And it will every month we're going to be doing this with all members of our team in different switch ups and all kind of avenues. It's going to be fun, and it's just our way to put to the community of just wrapping up all of all of the stuff we're doing over here at the Afterlife Party. So
yeah, pretty much.
But I mean, I think starting off in January, because it's 2026 now, we've started off the year with a bang with a 5-part series here, which is something we haven't done before. Like, we're treading new ground. And it's a very unique investigation because we investigated 2 places at the same time simultaneously, which is also something that hasn't been done on this channel. To find links between our evidence at the Point King Lighthouse ruins in Albany and the Patrick Taylor cottage as well, for investigations we did previously where we captured a really significant growl and a match with catball activity that we didn't have anywhere else except these 2 locations. So this was a unique idea that I believe came from you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it worked well.
It did.
Yeah. I think I don't even remember where that idea came from.
No.
It may have came from my hesitation to going back to the Patrick Taylor College, to be honest.
You don't like that.
That might be where it came from.
Yeah, you try to avoid that place like the plague. You really did. You just want to go there.
I did. Actually, I think that this idea was actually Star's idea.
It may have come from Star, but it was. I think it was put. Was it Star?
Yeah, it was Star that first suggested it. And I just jumped on that train because I was talking about how I was hesitant to go back to the Patrick Taylor cottage. And that's when I think Star suggested that we do both at the same time.
Yeah.
Which was a great plan.
It was fun because we filmed that like July 2025, I'm going to go say. Yeah, July 2025. Because it was the first one of that trip we filmed. And then because the next day we were doing the Albany Convict Jail investigation experiences with the people to come along. And we were coming right off the back of that. And what a way to start, because we're in the planning stage. It was like, Star really wanted to do the lighthouse. fascinated by the lighthouse and what we captured there. And for you really didn't want to do the Patrick Taylor cottage. You were like, no, I'd rather do the lighthouse, like out in the elements rather than that place.
Which is saying something, because the lighthouse is the one place that everybody, that actually scared a lot of people on the channel.
Yeah, it did.
We had a lot of viewers really be like, oh no, like, stay away from there. I wouldn't, saying like they wouldn't do that. And yeah. And yet I was more inclined to go back to the lighthouse than Patrick Taylor Cottage, interestingly.
Well, yeah.
Because Patrick Taylor Cottage just had such an off vibe to me, and I just didn't enjoy it. Like, no, I enjoyed the investigation. I enjoy every investigation, but I didn't
enjoy the energy it put off.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
Yeah, didn't really like the feeling that I got there. So yeah, that's where that idea came from.
It's really interesting because when we put up the advertisement and the trailer to go there about where we were going, and someone commented on our Facebook, oh, I'm so glad that Jason isn't at the lighthouse from what happened last time. And I'm sitting here behind the scenes having edited this going, God, just you wait. Like, just you wait. Because I don't think it mattered where the lighthouse was not even a problem. And people are like, oh, not the lighthouse, the lighthouse, the lighthouse. Cat and Star. And as we've released 4 parts now, as we record this, and the last finale comes out on Sunday, and it's insane. But it's funny that like people are like, oh, the lighthouse, the cottage is so much more active than the lighthouse, and the feelings you get. Like, I was really weird at the lighthouse when we recorded that investigation. Like, I was on edge, which I'm not usually, but the cottage, whew, that had, right from the get-go, that just kept going and going and going.
Yeah.
But
it's interesting because the lighthouse definitely didn't have the same energy this time. And I don't want to give away too much, I guess, but I think that the final part 5, that just sort of brings everything together, doesn't it?
It does. It wraps up. It does. It wraps up, which I think this is dropping Friday morning for some peeps, so you've got 48 hours to wait for the finale. But it wraps everything up. Everything that has been happening at that cottage gets a neat little bow tied around it, and we get the answers that we've been waiting for a very long time.
We actually get answers, which is so special.
Yeah.
That doesn't always happen.
I mean, the cottage, right? It's funny because, like, based on you wanting to not go there and go to the lighthouse, and the conversation with the 4 of us, and Beck included, like, we're doing that discussion on Discord, like planning that trip to Albany and going, who wants to do what part of that? And by leftovers, I was like, well, cool, I can do the cottage, that's fine. And Beck was just like, Beck was like, I don't care, just put me anywhere. Like, I'm happy to do anything. Like, she was just like, just by default, it put me and Beck at the cottage because Star really wanted to do the lighthouse. But it kind of worked in Star's favor because Star ended up getting to investigate both locations. so it kind of worked out well. But yeah, that.
Yes, and I also ended up at the cottage in the end.
Yeah. Are you glad you came though?
I am glad that I went.
Yeah. Yeah.
The experience that we had, I think, particularly after Star and I got there, was actually, it was really wholesome in the end. So
we were getting a whole different vibe where we were, but at that point we ended up in the kitchen, which I think is the only place we didn't really investigate, which was the place that was like telling us that something was moving on the alarm system in room 9 or in spot 9, which was the kitchen. It hadn't been happening the whole night. And then that started malfunctioning, but like we were like, oh, we're dreading going to the kitchen. And when you guys arrived, that was like the one spot we had gone to, and it was so scarily familiar to exactly what happened the last time we were there. So that was making it even more uncomfortable because we were like, oh, this is like way too similar.
Yeah, it like, I say that it was a wholesome sort of ending. It definitely wasn't smooth sailing. and wasn't without its warnings, but just
No.
getting the answers come through, getting
Yeah.
some answers, and
You,
things being wrapped up a little bit, that is what made it so worth it.
yeah. And the thing is though, like I think
What was that?
I don't know, staying outside. Sounds like there's leaking water somewhere.
Um, do we need to check on that?
It's stopped now. That was interesting. Spooky things happening on the podcast. Yeah, it's just random noise out the backyard. Like, yeah, weird. Cat's at Afterlife Party HQ. I'm just out in the house. In the dark.
Yeah.
But no, don't know what that was. That was weird. Did you hear it through the mic?
No.
Oh, it's like something just creaked and it's like the running of water. And I'm like, huh? What the fuck is that?
No. I did hear like a tap or something. Like I heard something, but I didn't realize that it sounded like water or anything. Anyway.
Episode 1 of our podcast, and we got things happening live.
Oh my god. Go check on Abra.
Yeah, he's like that back room in there that we could see the dark patch right next to like the fridge and freezer there. That goes to the room where Abra is. And for people that don't know about our story with Abra, Abra is our haunted plushie that I've had since before I even knew Cat. And in 4 different houses I've lived in, he has moved on his own. And it happened in this house, and you finally got to witness it, which is so good.
Yeah, it's great. Love it.
Because I've been talking this story up for ages. I remember Michael as well, because I lived with Michael. He was there on the early days of Oliver State on our channel. And he was my housemate, and I told him about Abra. And he used to get up at like 3:30, 4 in the morning for work, and he came up one day and Abra was in the corridor. And he just sent me I woke up to a message on my phone of a photo of Abra in the hallway, and Michael just going, "You need to burn it." And it's like, nah, bruh. Like, he's done this in 2 houses now. This is number 3. And then we moved here, and this is house number 4.
Mm-hmm. And it was just like right there in front of the front door when I went to leave for work one day. And I was just like, what the fuck? I called you like up out of bed just to be like, what is this?
Yeah. And the coolest thing about it was, like, I went to bed first before you, so you were the last one up. So you knew it was not me, because I couldn't have done that.
No, I was the last one. Yeah, I went to bed last and I got up first in the morning. So I was just like, what the fuck? That was not there when I went to bed. It was absolutely creepy as fuck. And one time, it was right before an Albany trip, I think. It might have even been right before that July Albany trip.
Yeah, it was.
Where we filmed the video that is currently out. Abra was right on the opposite corner of the room, I think the day before we left, and had gotten across all of these boxes. We had some things stored in there at the time, and like had managed to get across all of that and wedge into a corner where you couldn't get to via the floor. So like you couldn't even push it there. It had to have been lifted and put over there. And it was like, yeah, that was crazy. We've got some photos of that actually. And we left him there.
Yeah, we did. We left him.
I want to see where it is when we get back home. It was still there though.
It was still there. He hadn't moved while we're in Albany, but that's happened in 4 houses now, which is insane. Like, but I can't part with Abra. It's funny because he's the one Pokemon that learns teleport too, and he's a pain in the ass to catch. He's ironically is the only plushie in there that moves on its own. It's fucking cool though.
The day that I wake up and it's sitting on the end of the bed, that's the day that Abra is gone. Like that is it. That'll be it, and Abra will be going in the bin at that point. In fact, I'll burn Abra at that point. That
might be the worst thing we ever do.
Well, there's no point throwing it in the bin. It'll just appear back inside.
Yeah. Or like, wait, the one day you throw it out and burn it, and like the next day, like he's in the room on his spot again. You're just like, there's no way. No way.
If he stays in the spot, we won't have any problems. Like I said, so long as he doesn't end up on the end of the bed or something staring at me, I'm fine. He can
Yeah.
wander around the house much as he likes.
And we purposely don't bring him on investigations because, like, if something is connected with him, we don't want to bring that to other locations because we're there to communicate with the spirits at said location. So if people are wondering why don't you bring Abra with you, why doesn't he go? That's why.
We've been asked that before too.
I think we
been asked
have, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we
That's
have been
why.
asked that before. Yeah. That is exactly why. Yeah. But you know what's funny? Like, talking about, we're talking about this being like the first like podcast that we've done on the channel. January came with some interesting news as well and some sad news because a place that was a first for us and got us our very first investigation was the Olive Estate, and we also investigated it in January for the last time.
Yeah.
And although we can't talk about the evidence we had there, our story at the Olive Estate goes back a long way over multiple videos, over multiple investigations. And God, I've never felt so sad on an investigation. Like, I think we investigated till the sun came up because we just didn't want it to end.
Yeah. Yeah.
We just didn't want it to end.
To be fair, I think the spirits ended it for us in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poor,
So,
did they ever.
yeah. But it was I'm so grateful that we had the opportunity to go back there and investigate it one last time.
I'm glad they gave us that opportunity. Yeah.
And if nothing else, it was an opportunity for us to really say goodbye to the spirits of the Olive Estate. Because I tell you what, after the number of times that we went there, and you know, there's videos that are on the channel as well as things that we did there that have never made it to the channel, or just the fact that, you know, we did our paranormal games there, we've had breakfast there, like all of the different times that we've been there, we've had some kind of connection with the spirits there, and in particular one spirit, and has been there just about every time. But to be able to actually just go there and say goodbye to them, because I feel really close to the spirits there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Sad.
It's interesting because to a certain extent, like, the Olive Estate was our training grounds for our team, essentially.
Yeah.
It's where we got our first big break. It's where we first got to investigate. We investigated it before the Afterlife Party was even the Afterlife Party name. We didn't have a name when we investigated it. It's like how far it goes back. Like, we did that in December 2022.
Yeah.
It's now February 2026. So, it's crazy. And we have so many, there's parts that we've investigated that haven't got up on the channel with Olive Estate. And we look back and we still go, we really need to get that on. We should, drop that. Like, our lone vigils, I think something is coming this month with a lone vigil at Olive Estate as well. Your one there with the crazy footsteps when you had the spirit box playing, Olive Estate has, I think, and to have Shane back for that too made it even more awesome because Shane was there initially. But I think Star was the only person that never investigated Olive Estate.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
which is a shame. Which is a shame, but I'm really thankful that they allowed us to go back one last time, despite it now being sold onto its next venture and its whatever it becomes. I'm so glad they actually allowed us to go back, almost with an invite to say, "Hey, one last time, guys," before it changes over. And we've always had unanswered questions at that place, and to some extent, some are still a mystery. But we found out who those connected are. Which is really, really good. But yeah, to do that one last time just felt like it only felt right. It just felt right.
Yeah, I'm so glad we got to go back.
Yeah. I shed a tear signing that one out.
You did too.
I did. I actually had a tear in my eye doing that one.
I'm also grateful that we got to do the spirit board there again.
Yes.
Because that has been the one location that has always felt safe enough for us to actually do a spirit board session. And we hadn't done one in quite a while
There's
because
been
some of our investigations have either been just really some pretty crazy activity
dark
or,
communication.
yeah, dark communication, or we're on a time limit as well, which doesn't
Yeah.
really allow for enough time for us to really set up and do a spirit board session. So to be able to do it again at Oliver State was really cool.
Especially now, we've got a specific setup for those now.
Yeah.
And the way we film them and the way we capture the board and trying to take off all possibilities of manipulation from the people using it and stuff. Like, we rigged that thing with cameras in a very specific way now to showcase that. And I can't wait for you guys to see it. Like, it's gonna be phenomenal, like the way it comes together. But the way that we've rigged that up now is very unique and very special, which is really cool.
Yeah.
It's something that we've never done before, and we bought specific like stands and everything to make that work. And we've wanted to do that for a while.
We've had the setup for a little while. We haven't been able to use it.
We haven't been able to do the spirit the board session. Yeah.
Yeah.
For seance and stuff. Yeah. It's been
Strangely enough, the last place that we were going to actually do a board session was the lighthouse.
Yeah, and it just never worked. Like, it never worked out that way.
It rained.
Yeah.
I think 2 times we've been potentially going to do it and it's rained both.
Yeah.
Yeah. And stopped us from being able to do it. So yeah, that one would have been interesting though.
That would have been very, very interesting. Yeah, and then that one would have been
lighthouse. Which is because we've been told by people as well that all through the comments when we on a lot of the Point King Lighthouse pictures and videos and that used to be a bit of a spooky hangout for the teenagers back in the day, and there was some pretty crazy stuff that happened there and spirit board sessions and all sorts and that. And a lot of those people now say, I don't know what you're doing going there at night. I wouldn't go there at night.
Yeah. But
they just like went there as teenagers and I wouldn't do it again.
But people are going to understand as well, like, to a certain extent, right? We always use it last. We're very, very aware that it's not saying you can just get out and use willy-nilly. Like, we do take it seriously. There is a lot of parameters around how we use it, when we use it, the right time, why we do. We do take a lot of those precautions into play. And because it's not a toy, but we know that the spirit board can divide the paranormal community. Some people see it's dangerous. The thing that's very different with the spirit board compared to what we use with ourselves is, with our equipment on it for like on investigations ourselves, is that this is something that we are directly connected to, and that's what makes it very different. But it all comes down to how you use it. It would be, you know, if we have a night where it kind of works out, we have none of that dark communication, it feels pretty safe, we'll go on and use it. But sometimes that can change. And we have had a couple of investigations. I think Clackline, we had the potential of using it at Clackline as well, as a possibility, but we started getting demon and demonic stuff really firing through. So we're like, well, I think it made the video where we said, we're going to rule one piece of equipment out. I think we can all agree. And everyone went, yeah.
It did make it. Yeah. Yep. Because it was like we were being pushed in that direction in a way. And we got like, I was conjured and things like that coming through. Something about a ritual, and we were just like, And
do you remember me? I asked the question. I was like, hey, is that what you want us to do? You want us to get that out? Is that something? And I think the Capel lit up to answer that question, to say you're on the right track. And I was like, well, that rules that out.
We ain't doing that.
But to do it at Clackline would have been insane. That would have been
so cool.
It would have been really cool, but a lot of people have commented on Clackline actually and said, that place is the one that gave me the heebie-jeebies the most because it just looked so like unsafe. And of all the investigations we've done, that's not far from the truth. Clackline was highly dangerous.
And that was dangerous for many reasons as well. Like, Clackline was dangerous not just from a, paranormal sense. And yeah, it's like creepy, but it's also dangerous in that, like, there's so many just like weird potholes and just obstacles and stuff wandering around there at night that you have to be so careful. Like, if you're going there at night, be so careful. Go there during the day first and suss it out, because it could definitely be dangerous. But also, just, you don't know who you're going to run into there either.
People rocked up during the
investigation.
Lucky. Yeah, we got lucky.
Yeah, they turned out to be lovely people. We just
gave them
the space to do their urbexing, and we took a break, and then we went back in and kept investigating afterwards. So it ended up being an okay experience with our armadillions that we met down there.
Armadillions, their fellow armadillions.
Fellow armadillions, but it could have. I can imagine that you don't know who you're going to run into.
No, you just don't. If you're like watching this video on YouTube, you're seeing me just fight with one tiny strand of my hair that keeps blowing into my eyeball. I'm just calling it because it looks like I'm just waving my arms around doing absolutely nothing, but there's this one tiny strand that keeps like... Yeah. Anyway. We
should probably turn the fan off.
Oh, I might die if I do that.
I think I can hear it.
Really?
I think so.
Well, people are going to have to deal with it, otherwise I'm going to melt. But
that's fair enough.
It was...
I've dealt with it so far.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, it's not too bad. I can see my mic not picking it up. And I don't know why we're discussing this on the podcast.
Sorry.
We did say it's like going to be kind of mildly chaotic. We're talking about I also don't
know why we're talking about Clackline, because we definitely didn't do that in the last month. But you know what? We'll go wherever the conversation takes us.
Well, that's the thing. It's like we're talking about spirit board. So we're on the topic of spirit boards. Yeah, it's actually on topic, but it is what it is. But like, I mean, the thing is, like, this is half the point of podcast and the conversation. It's like we just get to do this each month and just talk randomly about stuff, and
I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's authentic and it's unedited, and
there's no cuts in this. You guys know there's no cuts in this because the ceiling fan conversation is making it to the final cut. So shout out fan. It's the first fan to listen to the podcast. It's
wow. You didn't.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
There we go now.
Yeah,
and this is also not being edited out. This is how it is. But yeah. So
back to Oliver State.
Yeah, we went.
We did, and I will say though, since going there, I have received a message from the owner.
Oh yes. Okay.
Yes. So, the spirits at Oliver State are definitely still there, and messing with the lights, and like there's been a few more bits of paranormal activity that have ramped up since we've left, and we don't think that that's due to anything that we've done, but more likely, the Oliver State is going through changes. There's new owners coming in, and there's kind of this transition period right now. Then we went in there and said goodbyes and stuff like that. And since doing that, apparently the spirits are really making themselves known.
Yeah.
So that's been interesting.
Well, that's the one difference, isn't it? Is that on this investigation, we did say out loud, like, this is the last time we're going to be here. So if you want to have a conversation, like, this may be your last chance to come forward and do that. So that was the one thing that we don't do at locations, because any location we've been to hasn't always been like a final like exclamation point. We know this is the last time. So that kind of is always left open. We just kind of close communication down. But the Oliver State, we felt the need to actually say that because we knew it was a final time. And maybe that's why things have ramped up while we're not there, because they are trying to get the attention of other people, because there's no Afterlife Party to come pay them a visit anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. And it's just crazy to hear from the owners anyway. I'm just like, I don't even know what to do with this information right now.
We can't do anything about it. Like
nothing.
It's
That's it.
But
yeah.
You know, unless we go back again, but I feel like we've closed that chapter now. Like I've mentally accepted it, and you know, but
I don't think that, you know, there's anything to gain from us going back again at this point.
No.
It's like, it's time to just let that one lie, and, you know, the spirits will come round.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. I mean, like you said, the whole building's going through changes. They're taking everything out and doing everything, you know, so to an extent, it is what it is, you know? It is what it is. Mm-hmm. And we have to just accept it for what it is. And yeah, but it was a pleasure going there and investigating there. Like, it's the very first time the cat ball went off. We weren't even present, by the way. Kat and I weren't even in the room, and the first cat ball went off, which was super exciting for Shane. Shane being the first person to see a cat ball going off. And you know, you look back, and we say it all the time, you compare it to the very first investigation we did, and like, I know we've come a long way. We normally tripod the camera for our intros to get everyone in shot, but with this one we did quite a few little throwbacks to the early days. But it's like in the you know, Shane had a great time filming the cutlery back in the day. Like, we made sure, like, Kat filmed the pickup shots for this, and she made sure to film cutlery, just as a bit just a bit of a lull to me. I look back at the footage, it was like, man, cutlery. And I even went further to use it as a photo on our social media. As we've been back to the Oliver State, I took the photo with the cutlery to put the watermark on and used it for advertising, just as a bit of a funny to, you know, the very first investigation. But there's so many things we did back then that we look back at now and cringe. But it was really fun to kind of recreate some of those kind of moments and make that, like, it was fun.
We had an amazing ST session as well during that investigation. And all I'm going to say about it, I'm only going to say one word, because, you know, the video will be out and you can see it then, but chicken. That's it.
Yeah, that was weird. That is by far one of the weirdest things that I've ever been a part of.
Yeah. It was really cool on my end too. I was asking the questions, Jason was making the chicken noises, and everything was good.
I wasn't making the chicken noises. Let me rephrase this. I wasn't making chicken noises, okay? I can't explain what
you did at one point.
I can't explain. Well, I was just doing it to like explain what it is I'm hearing. It wasn't me literally just sitting there making chicken noises. It was a way to explain things. But me trying to explain this is making it sound less explainable in a weird way. But look, you're just going to have to see it, because it's fucking weird. And it is one of the weirdest things that's ever happened on this channel.
I wasn't going to say much, but then I was like, you know what? That's not really a spoiler. Like, it's just confusing, if anything else. You've got to watch it to...
Yeah, it is. It is weird. Like, it's weird because I think the previous time I did the Estes was at the Fremantle Roundhouse. And my experience was in the lunatic cell and like being shoved. That was my last Estes experience, and then I got this one. They are so far from the opposite that you could possibly go. And like, like I'm out of one into that, and it's look, it's just chicken. That's it.
Chicken. That's it. Yeah, chicken.
There's no other way to describe it. But no, we've kind of locked in the schedule now of what our YouTube channel looks like this year, and there is some good stuff coming. So you're in for a wild ride in 2026 because a lot of our Albany adventures start to come out, and my God, they're insane. And we're starting with one we filmed in July. We haven't done a 5-part series. That goes to show how active they've been. And I mean, I know you'll probably agree with me here, Kat, is some of what we have captured in the second half of 2025 is on a whole different level to what we have previously captured. Things have become way more active on investigations. We have devices that have been going off that haven't gone off before. We've got new pieces of equipment the channel hasn't even seen yet that are so impressive that even some skeptics, I think, would be second guessing themselves with what we've got to come.
Yeah, and we've been trying new things as well.
Yeah,
I feel like just really trying to get creative in how we can investigate and really try and have our evidence back itself up as well. Getting things to corroborate with each other and things like that. And so we're definitely coming a long way in how we investigate, the equipment that we have, and what we're getting back in return from the spirits is really showing. So it's getting really exciting.
It is. It's getting. Oh yeah. Look, I just can't say enough. It's getting pretty nuts. I mean, we now have the Ovilus 5 making its appearance on the channel this year. The Flux 2 as well, which my God. I call it the Triforce of Courage because that thing has just been crazy good, and running that alongside other pieces of equipment to connect with each other has been insane. But also and people got to experience them in November when we did our Albany Convict Jail investigation experience. We had the Ovilus 5 and the Flux there, so some people have been able to actually use them and see them in action, which Flux 2 shone at the Albany Convict Jail when we did those. It left people walking away thinking, holy crap, how did that happen? But you'll see them come into play. But one of the new pieces of equipment that you've seen, I think, that came on the channel this year, I think January. Yeah, this investigation, I think, was its first appearance, and that was Creepy Baby. I don't think Creepy Baby... Yeah.
Is that the first time on the channel?
I believe so. Because I know we filmed in Pinjarra with Creepy Baby, but that is still to come on the channel. But that was Creepy Baby's first one. But I believe this investigation is Creepy Baby's first appearance on the channel. And on the episode that just dropped, last week, Creepy Baby actually went off. So it's that's something very new as well at this point in time. See, for us, it feels like Creepy Baby's been around for ages.
Part of the family.
Yeah. An unwanted part of the family. I really wanted to actually just white out its eyes, so it was just white eyes, but we realized that's where the sensor is, so we can't really do that because it just won't work. But I was like, can we just white? Can you imagine that with the white eyes, just no pupils, just nothing? It would have been amazing. But
because it's not creepy enough already.
Oh no, not at all. It's funny. I was just talking to Jaden from Paranormal today, and some of the stuff that they do on their channel, and he was just like, I've done the straight jackets in some of the cells and some of the dark stuff that they have like tackled in their realm, which is, you know, kudos to them because they've done some experiments that are wild. But Jaden was just like, the one thing I could not deal with is that baby going off in that room. He goes, I'd be out. And I was just like, hey, fair. Like, he goes, you guys walk towards that. Yeah.
So we now know Jaden's weakness.
So, Jaden, if you are listening to this, if we ever come across your way, we will bring Creepy Baby with us just for you.
I can't wait.
But no, yeah.
I can have a lot of fun with that. You shouldn't have told me this. I didn't know this.
Now everyone knows. It's out there.
It's out there.
But no, Jaden was like, babies like that. No, child, like children, like spirits. That, he goes, that just fucks me up. I was like, okay. Jaden, yeah, we didn't think Jaden had a weakness, but Creepy Baby is that. But that going off in that room was nuts because there was no one in there. It's in the pitch black dark. We only had the infrared camera filming in there. And I love how we positioned the camera so the mannequin is like literally staring into the camera. Like, we couldn't have done that any better.
I know.
But that baby going off, my good God. We were all in a completely different part of the cottage. Like, oh my God, the Creepy Baby's gone off. Quick, get cameras, scramble, go for it.
I'm so happy that it happened though, because sometimes when we have these new bits of equipment, particularly ones that are very low tech, like, you know, the little baby doll or Chirpy.
We love Chirpy.
We love Chirpy. And things like that, you know, people kind of discredit it a bit, that it's like, oh, that's not really, you know, it's not fancy paranormal investigation equipment at the end of the day. It's a baby doll. But then when we actually capture amazing evidence with those things, it makes me so happy.
Yeah, Chirpy going flying. Like we were saying for a long time, like we want Chirpy to move and like someone to send Chirpy off on his first flight. And as well as Boo. Boo still hasn't gone. And I will die on the hill and that one day Boo will move on his own. And no one can convince me otherwise. But to see Chirpy go first was like, holy crap. Like,
yeah,
it goes to show you don't need all this tech to capture something quite interesting and quite unique.
And that happened at the Fremantle Roundhouse. If you want to go and actually see that happen in a video, if you haven't already, is where Chirpy goes flying. And what's funny about it, though, is that the reason that we have Chirpy as the trigger object to go flying is because it's a piece of equipment that it makes a sound when it gets pushed or hits the ground. So we could use it like out of shot or in another room, and it would alert us to the fact that there's activity happening there. We were literally in the same area as Chirpy and didn't hear it, didn't see it, didn't hear it. We didn't find it until we were packing up already. And that's why there was no camera on to start with. I had to be like, Star, get a camera. But you could see it. We still had the static cameras. The phasms set up all around. So you see it all happen. And then while Star's going to get the other camera I think we'd already put it down. And there was Chirpy on the ground and we didn't hear it. But it was very loud. It was like there was like crashing waves and wind and stuff. Which is
really interesting because you could hear Chirpy. You could hear Chirpy go on the phasm, which is really weird. Because I didn't think you'd be able to actually hear it from that far away. But you guys were a bit occupied wondering what the hell was going on in my cell. So like, definitely. To be fair, like your focus was but that was. Yeah, very unique. But it goes to show, like, you know, we're bringing different things on. I think at the moment, as like, you know, this is, you know, recorded in Feb as well. So this is very new, but like we are still looking at other pieces of equipment to bring to investigations this year as well. Like we're still looking to upgrade and bring some more unique things out. We've had a bit of a brief conversation about what those are, but still evolving and trying new things and trying different experiments. So yeah, it's been good. So Cat's hearing creepy things going off now. She can't hear me without her headphones, but like she looks puzzled.
No, I can still hear you. I can still hear you.
You okay over there?
I was hearing weird things. Sorry.
Hearing weird things.
You know what's fucking weird?
What?
I started hearing that, and then I heard like it sounded like a voice. But then I had to take my headphones off to work out if I was hearing like something echoing back or if it was I don't know, it was fucking weird, or I don't want to talk about it.
Look, we never have these issues and we record this first episode. Weird shit's happening. I'm telling you this.
What is happening?
I don't know. I really don't.
We never have weird shit happen in our house. I don't like this.
Oh god.
Don't like it at all.
This
is like the house is not the house is the safe space.
Yeah. It is.
Oh, I like my privacy here.
It's just us two and Abra, like that's it. Like that's all it is.
You had to throw Abra in there, didn't you? Just us and Abra.
I just try to make you feel more comfortable.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
I feel so much better now.
Hey, to be fair, he tried to send himself into the boxes. He tried to pack himself away. So, we can't hate him that much. But
yeah.
Nah. Or he just wanted to surprise you at the door and wish you a good day at work. That's all he wanted to do.
That must be it, yeah.
Yeah.
He's got great intentions.
To be fair, he's never done anything bad. He just moves. That's it. Like that's all there is to him. So if that's all he's doing, like go for it, buddy. You go, you wild thing. Woo, but like what's the worst that could happen, right? Like,
oh, don't say that.
He'll end up at the end of the bed.
That you can say.
He'll end up at the end of the bed. Yeah. No, but like no, he's fine. It's actually like at least it's a Pokemon plush. It makes it more adorable. Like
yeah.
I suppose he's not the cutest of a Pokemon, but like.
It would be worse if it was like a doll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just hearing creepy baby go off in the middle of the night.
No. Well, we did test that actually.
We did. We actually left creepy baby on.
That was a scary night. We after getting creepy baby, because it is a toy at the end of the day, and we don't know how reliable it would be as a piece of investigation equipment.
It's got to run the test. It's got to be tested.
Yeah, so just to kind of test whether or not we were going to get a lot of false positives, is it something where, maybe it just does shit every now and then, like it's got a fault sensor or something like that. So we set up creepy baby overnight in it was actually right here, it was in this room. And put a camera on it all night in the dark and just left it to go, and it did absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing. Which is why the Patrick Taylor Cottage is so impressive, because it was pretty much under the same rules.
Yeah. And so after doing that all night and then getting it do nothing, I was very, very grateful, because it was kind of scary just in waiting, being like, when are we going to hear this?
When is it going to go off? What's going to happen here? Yeah, I get you. Yeah. But Yeah, it's we got to test everything, right? It's
Yeah,
kind of what
yeah.
we're doing. Like, then you had to write about creepy baby in your little in Cat's little I
In my
suppose. Well, it's not very
my
little. It's not very little at this point.
my equipment book, my equipment manual.
Cat has an equipment manual,
I
and
do.
it is a very unique thing that I don't know that I know any other teams that have one. But this is all Cat's genius, by the way. Like, all kudos to her, and for our team as well. Like, they've got like a really cool like way of learning the gear all through Cat's research, which is really cool. She's the science brain of the team, and she dives deep. I mean, you learn. I think we did in our wrap up video at the end of 2025. You're like, you've learned so much about well, what was it?
I know way more about the electromagnetic spectrum than I
Yes.
ever thought that I would. Um, just through, yeah, having to understand how our equipment works.
Yeah.
None of the words, like, they make sense on surface level, but then once you start reading more, there's like, but this doesn't make sense. If this is true, then how is this true? And if that's the case, so then like to bring all of the pieces together and really understand why things work the way that they do, and some of the different theories about how spirits can interact with this equipment, yeah, led to a lot of deep diving. And I definitely do not claim to be an expert. My physics level is fairly basic, but I think, yeah, I've definitely learned a hell of a lot more about it than I anticipated going into this field. And I try to then get that information across um, in a way that makes it easy for everybody to understand how the equipment works, when it's appropriate to use it, a basic
Yeah.
description of what it does. Because I believe that if you don't know what your equipment is designed to measure, then you can't possibly know if it's behaving normally or paranormally. Um,
Yeah.
so it's only through understanding what it's measuring and how it's doing it that you can actually really make that distinction. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's being educational, because like when we first, watched paranormal shows growing up or whatever it was, someone got out the Obelisk 2, couldn't explain a damn thing about Obelisk 2, but I saw how people were using it, and I go, oh, the most recognizable piece of equipment is the K2 meter or the EMF meter, and you see it flicker and you're like, oh wow, that's a spirit, but like in hindsight, that could be multiple of different possibilities of why that's flickering. And I think we sometimes just take what we see on TV or YouTube and now and just go, oh yeah, we can go out and do it. But deep diving into equipment has really shaped the way we use it and where we use it.
Definitely.
And I think that's through education, and a lot of that is a massive credit to Kat for deep diving. I mean, we carried the K2, but we use it as debunking, not as a paranormal, like, investigating device, essentially.
There's been times occasionally where it is
Yeah,
appropriate to use the
yeah,
K2 as a piece of paranormal equipment. Yeah, there's been times, and it's always awesome to actually get the opportunity to use it because it's just such a classic. Like it's iconic
yeah,
as as a piece of investigation equipment.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, unfortunately, not the most reliable in most environments because it is sensitive to like so much interference from, yeah, it's just so broad in what it can detect.
But I think the really cool thing about it, for us, is that we can then further educate people that watch our channel. There's not many people that actually, like, in each location, every time we get a piece of equipment out, we explain it to the camera. It's funny because we explain it to the camera almost to explain it to the spirits, but also to explain it to the viewers. In hindsight, we do it every time, and when we go into a different room, we do the same thing, or a different part of the location where we do it again. But I think that's a very unique thing to go and deep dive into that equipment to try and educate people on it
Mm.
further. I mean, we're in the paranormal field because we absolutely love it and we're passionate for it. And I'd like to, all of us have always said we're out here to prove that the afterlife does truly exist. That's kind of where our team has come from. But the only way to further try and understand it is to try and further understand our equipment and what it does and what it measures, and false positives and when to know, when to do things. So, um,
Hmm.
to further
That's it.
to like I never had that education on equipment watching shows when I was growing up. So it's something beautifully unique that I think that and we're not experts. Look, you can't be an expert in the
No.
paranormal field because the paranormal is things we can't explain. You can't be an expert in things you can't explain. It just doesn't make sense. Um,
I
but
also can't claim to be an expert in all of this equipment. So, by all means, if I'm doing something or explaining something and
tell
that's not
us,
right,
yeah.
tell us. Go for it. I'm always up for learning more about these things.
But
I do my very best to try and understand it and explain it to others. But yeah, as far as I'm concerned, the more we know, the better. So,
yeah,
yeah.
like we're always open to that. But I think we do the best we can under what we know. But like there's so many complex things now that measure so many different things in so many different ways. It's becoming very difficult.
What I hate is when stuff doesn't explain how it works. Like when you buy a piece of equipment and it's just like, oh, it detects energy. And it's like, cool.
We're looking at you,
How?
Ovilus.
What kind of energy? What does it do with the energy? How does it give
Yeah.
me an output? What is it like? What is this doing? Because without that information, it could be doing anything. Like, I don't know. It
Ovilus is
just,
great for that. It doesn't tell you
Ovilus.
anything.
No, it doesn't. Yeah, the Ovilus, I didn't like that about it particularly. But we're finding new and creative ways to use it as well, in terms of
Yeah.
like it has some of the other modes that, are a bit more
Out
that
there.
just out there. Some of them are a bit more out there. Yeah, definitely out there.
Mm.
Whereas, but I like the vibrations mode, like the motion one, where it picks up really sensitive like vibrations
Mm.
in the floor and that. That's kind of cool. We can use that for
But
footsteps,
we worked out that
which
it does actually can like the echo in a room can actually trigger that as well, as we recently discovered, which is very hard when you're trying to measure footsteps on the floor and the reverb of your voice in an echoey room can actually trigger it. So,
yeah, you got to get that sensitivity just right, and even
mm,
then,
yeah.
mm,
But I mean, but we're coming close, Cat. We're coming close to our hour. Look at us go.
I know. I feel like we've been talking for a long time. Shall we wrap up just by sharing, I guess, how big of a year we're gonna have?
Yeah,
Um, so many new things this year, like this podcast being the first of
one of
them.
them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in. If you listen to this, if you've just heard us just ramble on, whether or not we even actually covered what we said we were gonna do, I feel like we did. Look, this is the whole point. Like when we start this conversation, we don't know where it's gonna go, and that's kind of half the fun. Is that we didn't come on this with a plan. We said we're going to like talk about what's been on the channel for the month. We spoke about Oliver's Day. We spoke about the Patrick Taylor Cottage and the Point King Lighthouse. That may have been 30 minutes, and the other 30 minutes was utter bollocks. Who knows? But the thing is like that's half the joy of why we do this, because we get to sit down and just chat. And I think it's going to be beautifully unique to our channel in a way. Because you
Yeah.
really get to see our investigators, our team, and our personalities as wild as they all are. But yeah, it's gonna be absolutely awesome. And the year ahead there's so many exciting things that I am that we can't discuss yet that are in the works. So it's gonna be big.
I'll put it this way, we are putting our focus this year on more than just paranormal investigating. because we've done so much of that and it has been amazing. So, but we're looking at just bringing in some other bits and pieces. We've put out a series for the first time. So that's a potential thing for later in the year as well. We're also looking at maybe doing some more events, having some more opportunity for people to join us at different times. Hopefully a birthday party. Like, we are just gonna
3 years.
ramp it up in terms of ways to connect with people, which is gonna be really exciting.
Yeah, yeah. And step one was this, and getting our community into our world and some of the behind the scenes of how things come about. But you know, it's another notch to our belt and things that we can put out there. And yeah, it's going to be exciting times. Like we got a lot up our sleeve this time, Kat. It's going to be crazy.
I just had an exciting thought. I might be able to design some more merch as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, look, if you want to get your hands on Kat's very, very exclusive limited run of shirts, like there's only so many available, and when they're gone, they're gone. And Kat, I was under so much pressure, and Kat decided, you know what, I'm going to take the pressure off and design the new merch shirt. And she put her heart and soul and hours and hours and hours of work into this shirt. So if you want to get your hands on the running joke of Star and their medieval torture devices constantly coming through the Spirit Talker, you want to grab that piece of merch because it is very exclusive. But we've got a QR code below. If you're watching this visually over on our YouTube, you've got the code there. So give it a scan and go into our merch store and pick that up.
Just go there just to check it out. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And you know, you can then decide whether or not you want me designing merch or Jason designing merch.
Yeah. Take your pick. If you gave it to Kat,
actually... You joke about it taking me hours. It actually took me longer than you would think, to be honest.
No. You put thought into it. That's no lie. You put thought into that. Like, you did. Like, I can't take that away from you. But and also for our audio listeners, if you do want to grab some of our merch, just head over to our YouTube channel, the Afterlife Party Paranormal, or the Afterlife Party. Search both those on YouTube. You will find us. Our merch store is open. You can rock some pretty cool tees. With our logos, with Kat's uniqueness, you know, all kinds of fun stuff up there. If a hoodie's more your style, get them. They're comfy as hell. We can't get our team out of them now. They're just going to live in them. But
I've worn mine just about to death.
I think Beck has as well. I think.
Yeah.
She's like one of the comfiest hoodies she owns.
We're gonna need to do some merch for the Paranormal After Party. Because the
Yeah.
Paranormal After Party doesn't have any yet.
Maybe the community can design it.
Sure, why not?
Enter your submissions. Email them through to tapparanormal@gmail.com. And go on, email some designs through. We'll pick the best one. Yeah, we'll do it. Design a piece of merch, and we'll pick the best one. If you've listened all the way to the end here and you've heard that, well done you. Whether you're the solitary person and you decide that you're putting in a design and you're the only person that does, you've technically won on a technicality, but it will go up. We will keep that promise.
We will.
Yeah. All right.
I think this has been fun.
Yeah, it's been good fun. It's been good fun. Yeah, we'll sign this out. You know, we have all our social medias. We're there on Instagram. We're there on Facebook. We're there on TikTok. We've got our YouTube channel as well. We're growing. We're on our way to 1,400 subs now, I think. So we're grinding. Videos dropping over on YouTube every fortnight. So without a shadow of a doubt, we've been keeping this train rolling. So jump on board and subscribe there and give the content a watch if you like what you're listening to our audio listeners on our podcasting platforms, or if you're watching this on our YouTube channel, you've already made it. Feel free to click those buttons, click the bell, don't click the bell, like whatever you want to do, you feel is right. I personally think you should click the bell, but that's just me being a bit biased. But wherever you are listening to this from, thank you for joining us. It's been fun.
Give us your feedback too. Like, this is our first time. Give us your feedback if you want. Let us know if there's anything in particular that you want us to talk about as well. Like, what do you want to know?
Yeah, maybe you don't want me to turn
suggestions.
Yeah, maybe you want to give me a break and be like, Jason, don't come back for 6 months. Like, that might be your feedback, and I'll be like, hey, cool, holiday.
Or maybe you want to hear more about the fan. Like, you know.
Yeah. Maybe you do. Like,
and less about the investigations. Like, who knows? Where are you going? What are you doing? Say hello to our fan. Our only fan.
Yeah, I was making sure the fan made it into the video. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was just blowing on the microphone, but they're gonna hear it anyway. So it is what it is. All right, let's sign this off.
Quiet for a while.
This is the perfect. Like, this is what it's like for us. By the way, this is us. Like, the chaos that ensued leading up to an investigation. You're getting, like, our outros are increasingly getting worse, and this is a prime example of that. It's like,
they actually are. Like, our outros are just getting worse and worse.
Oh boy! All right, should we sign this off, Kat?
Yeah, we should.
Well, thank you very much for listening. Should we just, like, awkwardly, like, sign off and just say out of nowhere goodbye and just wave at the camera, and they will sign off that way?
I was kind of thinking, okay, thanks, bye.
Okay, like, right, we'll say it at the same time. Ready? On 3. 3, 2, 1. Okay, thanks, bye.
Okay, thanks, bye.